So this is my Birgi Infinite Fling deck. So the idea obviously is to use Birgi along with Grinning Ignis to be able to, you know, cast him infinitely. And because he's a, you know, a creature we're casting infinitely, we have Lonarch Veteran, which whenever you a creature comes into the battlefield, you gain a life, so infinite life. We have a Hallowed Priest. Whenever you gain life, +1/+1 counter on him, infinite attack. But of course, you know, with Summoning Sickness, you can't attack the turn in which you play it. So of course, we're going to fling it or Kozol's Fury it into our opponent's face. So these are the 5 main cards you'll need. Cost effectiveness, there are some alternatives. Celestial Unicorn, of course, we have 2 copies just in case, just so that way there's 6 cards in the deck that have the ability that when you gain life you get counter, so we can fling. So we got 6 fling targets. We have 8 ways of gaining life. These two are pretty much the same thing. The difference is this costs 1 less and it combos well with Grinning Ignis and Birgi. Because for example, you'll play Birgi, you know, for 3 energy, like let's say on turn 3, and then the next turn, on turn 4, when you have 4 energy, you'll tap 1 white energy, right, to play Veteran, which will trigger Birgi, which will give you a red mana. Then you use the red mana to plus 2 other mana in order to obviously play your Ignis. So you'll still have 1 land left, which depending on the deck you're playing, you know, black for the mill version of this, and this one doesn't matter too much. That extra mana, you won't need it, but it's the fact that you typically want to get this out first and then play Ignis and the Veteran in the same turn. So you always hold on to those 2, get her out as soon as possible, and then drop these 2 in the following turn, and then go infinite, literally. Right now in this game, MTG Arena, the game is set up to not make that easy. It's hard to go infinite. The most I can do sometimes is get up to 40 to 50 you know, times that I cast this, you know, 50 actions if I get lucky. So, but you know, in real life you can just do this 1,000 times, right? You can say the action. They need to add that feature where I can choose how many times I want to perform this action that I can perform. If I could perform it 50 times the hard way, I should be able to say I want it to be done 100 times the easy way, just by, you know, stating that I did the action, and then move on to the rest of the combo, right? And gaining that 50 or 100 life points that I want instantly, instead of taking literally forever through the app. And then, of course, like I said, if we do it while Hallowed Priest is on the field, he'll get really strong, and then we can Fury him. So I'll put all the combo cards right here. So this is the deck right here. These 5 main cards. Everything else is just there for alternate situations. You know, like here you can do this will be easier. Mathematically, it will be easier to play this and make your opponent lose life than do the whole fling thing, because you will need only the Veteran, Birgi, Grinning Ignis, and Marauding Blight Priest. You would just need those 4 cards, and you can just make your opponent lose the 20 life, and just do the action 20 times. You know, gain 20 life, they lose 20 life, and bang. Which was the original inspiration for the strategy, was this. But then that started becoming a little bit problematic, because it was originally hard to get this on the field along with the other ones, because you gotta understand, I gotta get 4 creatures. I gotta get this Veteran, Birgi, and Ignis. I gotta get all 4 of these out to perform the combo. All right. Now granted, I still got to do 1, 2, 3, 4 creatures, and then, you know, fling. But it's not as difficult as it would seem, mainly because this I could drop it on turn 2, this on turn 3, and then play Veteran and Ignis on turn 4, and be able to play Kazal's Fury in that turn, because all I have to do is bounce the Grinning Ignis back to my hand through its effect, and get the 1 red 2 colorless mana, and then use it to pay for Kazal's Fury, and bang. So this whole combo pays for itself. This, you know, so as soon as turn 4, you know, you can set it up. So like I said, I mean, if you can get it, you know, turn 1, turn 2, turn 3, right? That way on turn 4, you can just play this, go infinite, right? Or just, you know, go go up to 20 plus, and then bang, fling. So on turns, if your opponent is not getting rid of your pieces, you should be able to play these turn by turn. But the fact that this is a 3-drop and this is also 3-drop, you can't play this and this in the same turn. I wish. It's a little difficult, but if you wait long enough, you know, until you have like 6 mana or something like that, then yeah, it's possible. Because, you know, you'll play this for 3, you'll play this for 3, you'll get a red mana, you can use that red mana, you know, with you know, hopefully more red mana, more mana in general, and then play this, and then just do the whole infinite thing if you already have a veteran out there already. But you get the idea. These other cards are options. So of course there's 4 veterans, 4 Hallowed Priests, 4 Birgi, 4 Grinning Ignis, 4 Kazal's Fury, 4 Impassioned Order, 2 Celestial Unicorn, 2 Marauding Blight Priests, 4 Meat Hook Massacre, 4 Lolith's Spider Queen or Lilith, 4 Bright Climb, okay, I'll read it. Bright Climb Pathway, 4 Silver Quell's Campus, 4 Snowfield Sinkhole, 4 Blightstep Pathway, 4 Lore Hold Campus, and 4 Needle Verge Pathways. And this gives us a lot of our red, black, and white. Typically, you want to have you want to play your you know, you want to have one of each, 1 red, 1 white, 1 black, and then an extra black after that, and then after that just red. You mainly want to go red. So for example, red, like red or white, if you're really going to drop this turn 1, so white on turn 1, right, for, you know, and then do red after that, then do black, or black and red. The order is irrelevant. You typically want to start off white first. It's what I do. I tend to do white. I tend to drop stuff like this, like I'll drop Lord Hold Campus, which is both red and white, and then after that I'll drop like Blight Step Pathway, but I'll play the black part side, right, the swamp part. That way I have 1 of each color. The whole idea is to try to have have 1 of each color on the field, just so you can, you know, obviously afford to play, you know, your black cards. But we do have 2 black cards that require 2 blacks, which is why you always try to make sure you get an extra black out there. And then after that, just red, because of the fact that a Grinning Ignis, you know, really loves red mana, and you definitely want to use that for this. Also, you want to have 1 red mana for this, and 1 red mana for that. So you definitely want to charge a lot of red after that, but you only need 1 white for these 2, you know. But it doesn't hurt to have more white. The point is that at least try to have 2 of each color minimum. That's what I'm trying to say, at least. But in the order in which I do it was that order, which is white, black, and then red, then black again, and then red. So there's that. Alright, so we know what a lot of these other cards do. Meat Hook Obviously, it helps us under the right conditions, board wipe, and gives us something to sink all that extra mana we might have. Helps us clear the board. Clearing our opponent's board helps us gain life, and gaining life is always important because you want to stay in the game longer. Sometimes all you have is the infinite life gain, so you just got Ignis, Birgi, and Veteran. Well, then just go gain life. Go get 50 life. Go get 100 life real quick. Go get 1,000 life, and you know that will give you the advantage right there. You'll live long enough to be able to try to form your win con, whether it be Fling, your Kazal, or your Marauding Blight, or just making these two strong, the Priest and the Unicorn, just getting them strong and just swinging at your opponent until the attack gets through. If they had trample, that would have been extra nice, right? But that's why we fling it, because it's like, make them strong and then fling it. It'll be hard for our opponent to avoid that, unless they stop, they counter. So there's that. And then we have, whenever a creature you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life. So this is obviously useful with a lot of spider, because you tend to use the spider's tokens that she makes to protect her or to protect yourself in general, and then combined with Mihawk's effect, you'll gain life. And of course, whenever the tokens die, or any of your creatures die, or whenever a creature control dies, she'll get a counter. So once you get her back up to 3 markers, preferably you want her to get up to 4 markers, so that when you do the -3 and make 2 more tokens, she still has 1 marker. And if you can protect yourself well enough, well, you don't have to keep trying to, you're not constantly giving her markers from her own effect. You can start doing her +0 ability, which lets you draw, since you're gaining life through this card's effect, and through your life gaining cards, and you can always afford to draw. So then she's a draw engine, a token engine, so that's how I use her. Use it defensively and sometimes offensively, because the tokens do have menace, so, and they have reach, so that makes them really good defense, because they block flyers. Flyers tend to be a problem, so that's where she comes in, helps me protect against flyers. And then of course gaining life helps me. A lot of times I'll just take hits because I know I can gain it all back with the infinite life combo or whatnot. Another thing is that's important other than gaining life from this, and of course if you gain life from this, it does make these bad boys stronger, so keep that in mind. There's synergy there. But the other, and of course it works with her. When you gain life, your opponent loses life. Whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, oh wait, no, the first part was losing life. The second part is whenever an opponent's creature dies, gaining life. So when you're killing your opponent's creatures, using the tokens, blocking, just blocking in general, even attacking with these big, strong cards, when you're gaining life, you'll kill their creatures, gain life, your creatures get stronger for doing so. So there's synergy there with these guys. So definitely gotta keep that in mind. I notice I don't see this meat hook in a lot of decks, because I go up against decks that have these cards, that uses these cards. So I'm used to these things getting really, really strong, really, really fast. And of course I already posted a gameplay of this, and you get to see there was a scenario where I think that was the gameplay that showed where my opponent, had their stuff, and their creatures were getting strong. No, I don't think I showed that gameplay. I did a lot of gameplay, just not all of it's being shown, because I only need the ones that illustrate the strategy, not all my battles, not all my playtesting. But there was a battle where it's like we were just going back and forth, just shitload of gain. But like I said earlier, with the red mana, is because there's a simple strategy where you can just keep gaining some life just by having not having her with her infinite life, but if you just have this and this or this in field, any one of them, and you have this and enough red mana, you know, even if you have like 3 mana, 5 mana, you can gain, you know, 3 to 5 life a turn. So that's why you charge a lot of mana. That's why I was mentioning that earlier. Sorry about that. Because you know, gaining life is good. And of course, if you have her in play while you're doing that, you know, 3 to 5 life a turn strategy, right? As a little life gain engine that, you know, triggers this, and then your opponent will lose life. So there's a lot of synergy there. Like I said, with this part, whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, gaining life. So she definitely likes it when your opponent's battle cards are dying, especially if you got something like this or this really strong because of their effects, and because you're gaining life, they get stronger, which makes it easier for them to kill things when they attack or when they block, and that would just feed this, you know, to make your opponent lose life. These will get stronger because you're gaining life, and just the synergy there. Already mentioned what we do with her. We make tokens, we use her as a draw engine, especially we use her to try to get our combo pieces, because sometimes I'll have everything except her. I'll be like, damn it, I need Birgi, or I have Birgi Ignis, but I won't have none of my life gainers. Like, damn, where's my life gainers? I need them so I can at least do infinite life if I don't have the infinite burn or attack or, you know, fling strategy. As long as I can gain a lot of life, that's more than enough. That's top priority. Gain a lot of life and then worry about the rest later. And land is land, you know, all the good mana fixings. And there's gameplay, you know, on the channel, so go check it out. That's the end of the video.